Halo certainly dropped a tough one last night at the hands of the Oakland Athletics, and tonight from the Emerald City, they kick off a long road trip. It's the first of three against the Seattle Mariners. We welcome you inside Safeco Field and back to Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. Now, there were some highlights in yesterday's game, and it's nice to see a young man like Ji-Man Choi come out and have a big game. 2 home runs, almost a third.
Yeah, Victor, he really has got his swing going together right now. Real short and compact and through the baseball. Take a look at our Carl's Cam replay for yesterday's game for Ji-Man Choi. You talk about a short swing through the baseball. Fastball, inner half of the plate, home run to right center field. Then an even better swing, even more compact, lines it down the line for his second home run. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Looking for the hat trick, trying to hit his 3rd home run in a row. The last person to do that for the Angels, Torii Hunter, and he had the distance, but Coco Crisp brings it back. What a swing he had going. Almost hit that ball at the left, hit one at the right center. Perfect swing rolling.
Well, G-Man certainly had it going yesterday. He'll have his hands full today with Felix Hernandez on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. Speaking of Felix, Mike Trout has good numbers in his career against Felix. We'll talk about that when we return. Getting you ready for this weekend series as the Angels kick off this long road trip. King Felix making his way in from the bullpen and going to break. We were talking about Mike Trout and his terrific numbers. King Felix is the guy that he has faced most in his career, and he's put up good numbers against him.
Yeah, I mean, even very in the beginning, our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. It seems to be very good swings from the start of the season. Opening day back in 2014, Mike Trout homers off King Felix. Opening day 2015. Mike Trout homers off King Felix. And then early in April this season, Mike Trout, once again, he has 5 career home runs against Felix Hernandez, including a .375 batting average.
Well, let's see if Trout can get it started once again. The Angels, the last time they were in the house here in Seattle, swept a 3-game set. We're just about ready for baseball. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Brewhouse Bacon Burger today for limited time only at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Gorgeous day in the Emerald City, and it's turning into a beautiful night here. A capacity crowd, almost a capacity crowd tonight, and they are expecting big crowds all weekend long. Tomorrow they're supposed to set a record potentially with the enshrinement of Ken Griffey Jr. into the Mariners Hall of Fame. They retire his number tomorrow night, and today they gave away a Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead. Tomorrow it's the induction, and on Sunday Ken Griffey Jr. replica jerseys. So a lot of people in the house to watch this three-game set. It's amazing to me. This is just the second, they've already met 2 times this year. This is just the 3rd meeting between these 2 teams.
Yeah, consider how many times we've seen the Astros and the Rangers within the division. Oakland, the same thing. But Seattle earlier in the season the Angels had a fantastic trip here to Safeco Field. When you think about the last 22 games, split each one of them, each with 11 wins apiece in this ballpark.
Let's take a look at the lineup for Mike Scioscia's Los Angeles Angels at 49 and 59, 13.5 back in the West. Escobar to lead things off at third base. Calhoun in right. Mike Trout is in center field. Albert Pujols DHing. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. Ji-Man Choi in left field. Jeffrey Marte at first. It's Jeff Bandy behind the plate. And Cliff Pennington getting to start once again, batting ninth and playing second base. They take on a 30-year-old right-handed native of Valencia, Venezuela, by the name of Felix Hernandez.
Felix Hernandez, 5-4 record so far this year. Pretty solid. ERA 3.46. But my go-tos for the Angels to be successful against Felix is always attack the fastball. He has an excellent changeup, curve, and slide, and manufactured runs. And that means try to steal some base, go first to third, because he doesn't make a lot of mistakes during the course of the game. But when you have an opportunity to score, you have to be aggressive.
Take a look at the defense for the Mariners tonight. Aoki in left, Martin in center, Seth Smith in right. The infield with Seager, O'Malley, Cano, and Lynn from third to first, and Mike Zunino behind the plate.
And generally with Felix in the mound, get a lot of ground ball action, and Seager has been very solid throughout his career as a third baseman for Seattle. Won the Gold Glove back in 2014. 14 errors so far this year. Had a career high 16 last year for Kyle Seager.
Yunel Escobar ready to lead things off. Mentioned that the Angels and the Mariners have met twice this year. The first meeting was back in April at home. Seattle taking 2 of 3, and then the Angels returned the favor on May 13th through 15th weekend here, in which they swept the M's. Seattle currently at 54 and 53, 8 games back in the West. Escobar, 322. 3 home runs, 32 RBIs. He swings the first one and lines it out to the alley in left center field, and this is going to go for extra bases. Yunel strolls into second with a leadoff double. That's his 24th of the season.
Well, what do we say about attacking that first pitch? That's exactly what Escobar did, and my Hyundai key for this game today. On a plane, go a little Nirvana up here from Seattle. Again, hit that baseball on that plane where it's right around either thigh high or belt high. That plane, he will throw the fastball. Do not try to attack that pitch when it's at the knees or below. He'll get a lot of easy ground ball outs if you do that. But a perfect swing by Escobar on that plane to drive it into the alley for a double, his 24th of the season.
Modified shift with a man at second base. O'Malley stays near the bag. Cano really in the hole between first and second. Cole takes downstairs. Calhoun hitting .271. 17 doubles, 10 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Carryover from the month of July is rolled into August as far as his offensive side goes. Took his first hit just the other day.
I'll tell you what, he had an unbelievable batting practice session today. Crushing the baseball. A little adjustment in his swing. We talked a little bit about it, his stance yesterday. Talking to Paul Sorrento, Dave Hansen today. What they're trying to get from Cole now is just getting a little bit more quiet, more centered as far as his balance in the body. Keeping that head still and then attacking when the baseball's at the plate.
Takes low. 3 balls and no strikes. Cole came out of a month of July, which hit 244. He's 1 for 13 so far in August. He's ahead of the count here. 3 balls, no strikes. Jim Joyce, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes, and you will hear him call strikes. James Hoy at first, Gabe Morales at second, Marvin Hudson at third. Trout on deck, and there's a 4-pitch walk to Cole. And there are 2 men on, but nobody out here in the first for Mike.
These are those moments that we've seen against Felix Hernandez. You better score on him before he settles in. Remember earlier in the season he had a similar situation. He was able to get through. You have to make sure you capitalize before he gets a better feel for his all-speed pitches.
Felix has only made 13 starts, this being his 14th, having spent some time on the disabled list with a right strained calf. See Trout's overall numbers. 72 at-bats in his career against Felix Hernandez. First one is down low. So that's 5 out of the zone. Escobar leading off the game. First pitch, double to the alley left center field. Cole working a walk. Scott Service, his first season at the helm of the Seattle Mariners, looking on. Trout fouls it back. Good rip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike, of course, did not get the start yesterday. Came in as a pinch hitter. And that is hammered out to deep left field. 3-0 Angels.
Boy, just like we just said in the opening, Trout versus King Felix. Trout with outstanding numbers, 5 career home runs coming into the game, make that 6. Now 18 career RBIs against arguably one of the best pitchers in baseball for a long period of time. That's an all-speed pitch, stayed back on well. Foot down, the timing, brings his hands in, and he absolutely crushes that ball out to left center field. His first home run since July 18th. For Mike Trout.
Span of 16 games that Albert takes down and away for ball 1. We are in Boeing country, and that ball took off. I mean, that was a mammoth blast with some sound to it.
Was it the Blue Angels have been cruising around here all over Seattle? That seemed to be one of their flight patterns.
One to Albert. He chops this one over to third. Seager plays the short hop across the diamond, and there's the first out.
Boy, what a swing by Trout. And the sound. Not a lot of movement from anybody. Just admiring how far that is going to go. That is way out. Baseball was carrying extremely well during batting practice and certainly is carried on into the start of this game. Still a little under the weather, Trout.
They estimated that home run 425 feet. Seems a little shy. 3-0 Halos. Double, a walk, and a blast. First pitch to Simmons outside. Andrelton comes in batting .290. 16 doubles, 24 runs batted in. And a 3-for-5 game yesterday, and he'll lift this one out the left. Nori Aoki will make the catch for round number 2. So bases clear for Ji-Man Choi. First professional multi-homer game yesterday. Averaging 182. This is his 34th game. He's now 14 for 77 with 4 doubles, 4 home runs, and 10 RBIs. 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs yesterday.
2 balls, no strikes. And Lincecum will take the mound with at least a 3-0 lead. Back home here in Washington. 2-1. Choi grounds this one sharply to Cano. He's got it. And the 3rd out is in the books, but not before the Angels strike for 3, and it was a big 3. A home run for Mike Trout, his first in 16 games.
Well, you talk about generating bat speed on an off-speed pitch. Trout did so with a mammoth 3-run home run.
Ken Griffey Jr. introduced to the crowd here. But Felix Hernandez gives up a 3-run blast, and they need to bring out Ken Griffey Jr. to fire up the crowd.
I'll tell you what a moment that is. Arguably one of the best center fielders ever. Hall of Famer and the future Hall of Famer center fielder, one of the best we're going to see at this moment in Mike Trout with a 3-run home run. You can't ask for a better synergy than those two here tonight here at Safeco Field.
There's a lineup for Scott Service, and the Mariners mentioned they are currently at 54 and 53, 8 back in the West. Nori Aoki leading things off from left. Seth Smith in right field. Robinson Cano has been really cool offensively since the All-Star break. He's at second. Nelson Cruz the DH. Kyle Seager at third. Adam Lind at first. Leonis Martin in center field. Mike Zunino playing his 14th game is back in the big leagues. He's catching, and Sean O'Malley, the former Angel, is batting ninth and playing shortstop. They are taking on the Renton, Washington native. Good to be back home here in Washington State. It is Tim Lincecum on the mound for the Angels.
Super excited to be pitching back home here in Seattle. My keys for go-tos for Lincecum to be successful. You versus the hitters. Don't worry necessarily about mechanics. Think in terms of attacking hitters and use the spacious yard, especially the power alleys, to keep the ball in the yard against the Seattle club that relies so much on the long ball.
Facing Nori Aoki. The first one is up and away. Aoki batting .247, 11 doubles, 4 triples. Pulls this one foul. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Aoki is sent down to AAA Tacoma. Got called back up on July the 20th. He's hit righties all right to a .283 average. Lefties, however, just 165. This is slapped toward the hole, and that is a leadoff single. Check out the Angels defensively tonight. Behind Tim Lincecum, we got Choi at left, Trout at center, Calhoun at right, Escobar and Simmons on the left side, Pennington and Marte on the right, and it's Bandy behind the plate.
Speaking of trackers, fly balls into spacious outfield, Mike Trout has been very good of late defensively. No, in his last 31 games, 5 outfield assists at a career-high 7 last season for Mike Trout.
Smith will take a strike. Right fielder hitting .261. 11 home runs and 43 runs batted in. His name was thrown out there as far as the trade deadline, but eventually stayed here in Seattle. That was down low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Blocked very well by Bandy. That breaking ball in the dirt. Throwing the curveball, try to get the outside part of the plate, keeps the body in front, uses the shoulder to keep that from getting too far away. Keeps a double play in order. Lincecum's had 4 double plays turned behind him this year as an Angel.
Shift on, 3 infielders on the right with Smith. Aoki's on the move. The pitch down low, no throw. Aoki took that one off of Lincecum. And that's his 5th stolen base on the season.
See that jump right there, no chance at all for Bandy, even though he tried to get himself in position to throw that as quick as possible. Seattle doesn't do a lot of running. That's their 31st stolen base as a team.
8 fewer than the Angels. 2-1 count on Smith, and let's go. Oh, spaghetti move towards second, no throw. This is Tim's 2nd career start in this ballpark. First go round did not go well. 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs. Member of the Giants at that time. Smith chasing the off speed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Very important for Lincecum to have a feel for his off-speed pitches, whether it's a split finger changeup or his curve. You see his grip right there. He has it in to begin with. And if he's going to throw fastballs, he'll bring those fingers closer together.
Full count. Lincecum making his 9th start as an Angel. 2-5, ERA of just under 8.5. Took the loss against Boston on the 29th. Going 5 innings. 3-2. Smith flips one out to left field. That's a base hit. Aoki's going to be stopped at third as Choi gets the baseball back in. So the Mariners have 2 on with their number 3 hitter coming up in Robinson Cano. Mentioned Cano's been struggling since the All-Star break. Just a .214 batting average in 18 games since. 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. He's having a fantastic quote-unquote first half. 24 home runs on the season. Still hitting .297. That's the 7th time in his career he's had 20 or more home runs in a year. And he'll bat with Aoki standing at third. And Smith at first. And Angels up 3-0 here at the bottom of the first. The first one's in tight.
We have 50 extra base hits this season for Cano.
Cano for 6 in his career against Lincecum. Not a big lead for Smith over at first base. And Cano pulls one through the hole on the right side. It's a base hit. Aoki will score. Smith the second. And the Mariners have opened up the bottom of the first with 3 straight hits.
And for Lincecum, who's been battling just that confidence right now. 3 hits in a row to start the game against them. But still, your mindset has to be, I'm just 1 pitch away from a ground ball double play to get through that. That's an elevated pitch. You do not want to elevate there against Cano. He went up there, brought his hands through the baseball, and lined that one in the right field for an RBI single, giving us 69 RBI on the season.
The dangerous Nelson Cruz at the plate. Nobody out. 281 average for Cruz, the DH, 27 home runs, 69 RBIs. Cues this one up the first base line and it rolls foul. Had him out in front. No balls, one strike.
And throughout his career for Tim Lincecum, it's always been the first inning. It's been the inning where he's had the most struggles. If you just find your way through with no more damage, get on a roll, start to build that confidence.
You mentioned that secondary pitch having to be a big one for him, get that off speed working. Mariners at 379 team batting average on the first pitch this year. Second best average in the big league, so they are jumping early on pitchers. Orioles leading the way. First pitch average. One. There's a strike, 1-2.
90-mile-an-hour fastball from Lincecum. Nelson Cruz has rolled into 13 double plays.
Little dribbler, third base side. No play for anybody. That's an infield base hit. Good pitch by Lincecum, but right off the end of the bat, Cruz is able to keep it fair.
And the only thing you can hope for if you're Lincecum is the wise decision is to see if Seth Smith would round third base. A real good changeup there off the end of the bat. It's off the mound quickly. And Seth Smith stays right on that base at third.
So Kyle Seager will bat with the bases loaded, nobody out. The Angels up 3-1 here in the first. Takes a strike. Seager has tattooed right-handed pitching this year to the tune of a .327 batting average. 14 of his 20 home runs against right-handers. Off the slow month of August, 2 for 12. 0-1. Breaking pitch lifted out to right. It'll stay in the ballpark. Seth Smith back to the bag at third. It's a shallow fly ball. Smith is going to be stopped at third as Cole gets the baseball back in. 1 down.
And a wise decision by Maniac to be able to make sure that Seth Smith did not try to tag up on the reigning 2015 Gold Glove right fielder and Cole Calhoun, who got behind that baseball extremely well. Make a firm throw to the plate. See how Cole gets behind that baseball so well, and Seth Smith looking out that way, and a wise decision, stay put.
Adam Lynn's turn with 1 out, bases still loaded.
There's that first pitch swinging again, Victor, you mentioned. Good decision to go with that split finger changeup.
Lynn 0 for 7 in his career against Lincecum. Hitting .227. One's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. First season with Seattle after playing with Milwaukee last year. He lifts one down the left field line. Hit pretty well. Slicing, and it goes foul into the King's court. So 1-2. Trying to G-man Choi that ball out of here.
Yeah. You never know down in these corners, especially here at Safeco Field. Well, there was a time that Tim Lincecum was one of the best as far as getting a strikeout. He could use one now.
Timmy, give it up. Walk home.
Two balls, two strikes, 23 pitches thrown by Lincecum here in the first. Seattle has scored one. They've got Smith at third, Cano at second, and Cruz at first as Lynn backs out. 1 for 3 this year with the bases loaded. The 2-2. And that is ripped to right. Cole racing over, not going to get there. It's over his head, one hopper off the fence. Only one run will score on this one. Runners had to hold up to see if Calhoun was going to make the catch, so it's a long single for Adam Lynn, and it's 3-2 Angels.
This pitch in the lower part of the strike zone, inside against a lefty batter. A dangerous spot, and Lynn did not miss that one. Lines it to the wall, but Cole gets it in quickly. 1 run scored on that one.
You threw it into the hot zone of most left-handed batters, that down and in, and Lynn has been struggling of late. Just a 155 batting average over the last 21, but he certainly did not miss that pitch. And Cole made it interesting as they played him the pull in the outfield. He was, I thought for a second that he had a chance to make that grab. So it goes as a long single. Lynn picks up his 45th RBI, and the bases are still loaded with 1 out. Here's Leonys Martin.
And swinging at that first pitch, anticipating a fastball. Good off-speed pitch from Lincecum.
Martin, a .241 average with 13 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Swings at the 1-1 pitch and fouls it back. Former Texas Ranger playing in his 91st game. Spent some time on the disabled list between May 27th and June 9th with a hamstring strain. Behind in the count at 1-2. And that is out toward right. Sounded like it broke his bat. Cole moves over. Will make the catch. Coming home is Robinson Cano. The throw from Calhoun, a good one, but it gets away from Bandon. And we are tied at 3. Cano limping back toward the home plate area, toward the dugout, I should say. But it's a 3-3 tie as Martin has a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, deep enough where Cano's going to be able to score, but Cole got a lot on that throw. A close play, tough in between hop for Bandy's trying to catch the baseball and then try to apply a tag. Because that baseball got away and allowed Lynn to advance. Cole Calhoun will get the error on that one.
Nelson Cruz at third, Adam Lynn at second, 2 outs. And the Mariners have erased Mike Trout's 3-run home run here at the bottom of the inning. Here's Mike Zunino. Swings first pitch, fouls it off. Zunino comes in batting .263. Mentioned he's played in just 13 games in the big leagues. He was at AAA all season prior to getting called up. 79 games at Tacoma, hit .286 with 17 home runs and 57 runs batted in. No balls, 2 strikes. Zanino fouls it back again.
And one thing you look for Lincecum is what pitch does he go to for that swing and miss out pitch, and he's not found that so far here in the first inning. A couple of opportunities to finish off a hitter. Been a guy that struck out 265 batters in a season, 261 in a season. Looking for that swing and miss pitch.
Unfortunately, Gilby, we're far removed from that Tim Lincecum. You see a guy that's out there battling and trying to figure things out. He's certainly grinding it out, but you're right, he has not been able to get guys to really chase that split change, and the fastball, it's just not enough giddy up on it to get it by guys.
It hasn't been consistently where he wants to throw it. That's been the issue, really. He's been trying to throw that fastball inside. It's been drifting out over the plate, trying to elevate it. It goes down lower part of the zone. You sense the frustration for a guy that's been so good throughout his career. 2 Cy Youngs, 2 no-hitters.
Two. He's getting guys to lay off that pitch. They're not. Yeah, that's the first one of the 3 that he's thrown to Zanino where he thought about swinging at.
Yeah, when you have that nasty break to your slider or curveball, you're going to get hitters to swing and expand the zone. They're tracking it pretty well.
3-2. And Zanino lifts one out the left. This one's got some distance. Ji-Man Choi racing back, and that is gone. A 3-run home run for Mike Zunino. 6-3 Seattle. You talk about going down and getting a pitch. We mentioned that he has turned his season around at AAA, but he went down and got it with his power.
And he is super strong. That's towards the end of the bat. You can see how strong he really is. That's at the left center field. You see that 376 sign. That's one of those pitches you think you make well because he's out in front like that, but still strong enough to hit that out.
"17 home runs at AAA, and Zunino has just hit his 6th of the year and his 14th game in the big leagues. Guy that had a career high 22 home runs in 2014. He hit 174 last year. That's why the Mariners sent him to AAA at the start of the season.
He hit 263 coming in this game. I'll go up more so after that swing.
Here's Sean O'Malley, the 9th man to bat. He drops a bunt. That's a base hit. That's one of those as a third baseman, you got to be anticipating a bunt.
Especially with a number 9 hitter at the plate.
Absolutely. Escobar was back on the dirt.
And O'Malley did a nice job of just deading that baseball right down the third base line.
So Seattle has batted around. Here's Nori Aoki, second plate appearance of the first. He singled to start this Mariners party in the bottom of the first. Seven hits for Seattle. We're still in the first. Aoki pulls one foul.
Yeah, Aoki's a guy that will hit the high pitch. 362 batting average on high pitches this season. He's always been very good at that. 4th best in the majors in that category. Got to try to keep it down, keep it in a way against them.
This one's popped up. Third base side, Escobar into foul territory. He'll put it away for the third out and almost dropped that ball. Cool breeze that catch and almost messed it up. Seattle drops a 6 spot on the Halos right to the second with the Angels down 6-3. Seattle on top 6-3. I want to remind you, get your red on as the Angels take on the Seattle Mariners Monday, August 15th at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a Panama golf hat courtesy of San Diego Zoo Safari Park while supplies last. Go to angels.com/promotions to get your tickets today. Felix Hernandez gave up the 3-run blast to Mike Trout in the first, and now he's got himself a 6-3 lead in the second as Marte cuts through the first one.
Pretty amazing first inning when you think about it. Cy Young Award winner and Felix Hernandez on the mound. 2-time Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum on the mound, but a combined 9 runs in the first inning between the two teams.
Oh-2 count on Marte. .259 batting average with 8 home runs and 24 runs batted in. You talk about a shot in the arm if you're Felix Hernandez after giving up the home run. I mean, not that he needs motivation ever, but that's got to feel good sitting on the bench and all of a sudden seeing the 6th spot in the bottom of the inning.
No question.
Marte pops it up left side of the infield. Seager and O'Malley, and it's the shortstop making the catch for the first down.
And how often have we said during the course of the game, no matter how well you're throwing the baseball as a starting pitcher, you're going to have one of those tough innings. Well, you have your tough inning. In the first inning, you gave up 3 runs without even getting an out, and then all of a sudden you go back out to the mound in the second, and now you're up by 3 runs. Like I said earlier today, the baseball was carrying so well. This game is far from being finished as far as some runs scored, I think.
And he grounds this one into the shift. That's O'Malley, the shortstop. 2 down.
That's certainly one thing that Seattle defensively does quite a bit, putting a shift on. 1,226 defensive shifts put on this year, second most in baseball. Scott Service, first year manager for Seattle. He's the Angels assistant general manager for the last 4 seasons.
First time he's managed at any level. As Pennington takes outside. Pennington yesterday 0 for 3. He lifts one out toward left center field. Martin to his right. 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Felix Hernandez. We head to the bottom of the second with Seattle on top. To start the bottom of the second inning, faced 10 batters in the first, gave up 6 runs on 7 hits. He's going to face 2, 3, and 4. And Smith, Cano, and Cruz for Seattle. See how the second inning plays out for Lincecum. Ended up throwing 40 pitches in that first inning, 25 strikes. Smith had a bloop single to left. Takes down low.
See those numbers as far as since the break for Smith.
They've got a couple of guys that have been that way since the All-Star break. Tim falls behind here at 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0. Take a strike. Seattle as a team at 263 before the All-Star break. Since then, they've hit 217. Did not miss many pitches in that first inning, however. Here's a 3-1. Outside, there's ball 4. So leadoff man is on board via the walk.
One thing about Seattle, they may have been struggling with the batting average, but when men on base, they've really been productive as far as home runs. 76 times this year they've homered with at least 1 on base this year.
152 home runs hit by Seattle prior to today. Add Zuninos to that. Cano bounces this one to Marte. He goes to second for one. Simmons is returned back to Marte in time. 3-6-3 double play, 2 down.
Marte played that one very well. Good feed over to Simmons at second base. Gets off the base quickly. Fields that ground ball. Throws it an inside part of the base. Enables Simmons to have a clear path to throw back to first and complete a 3-6-3 double play. Well done by Marte.
Two out, spaces clear for Nelson Cruz. Infield base hit for Cruz, a little dribbler. The third base line. He'll lift this one out to right. Easy inning for Tim Lincecum to complete. Seattle on top 6-3.
Four games in which he did not have at least one hit. But look at all the multi-hit games he's had. 39 already with one hit tonight. Looking to add on to that. Jumping up to 40 as far as multi-hit games with 2 or more hits in a game for, Escobar, a hit machine.
Foul tips this one into the glove. An 0-1 count. Yunel jumped on the first pitch of the game and hit a double to the alley in left center field. His 24th of the season.
And he was swinging the first pitch, first at bat, same thing at this at bat. This time around, Felix Hernandez made the adjustment to something off speed the first pitch. Yeah, Felix Hernandez doesn't necessarily have that same velocity on his fastball as his career has progressed. It's going to be around 88 to 92 range. Very good slider, very good curveball, and a plus changeup.
And that's out towards center field, chasing Leonis Martin back. Plenty of room in this ballpark. One down. That's 7 straight retired by Felix since the home run to Trout in the first. There's Cole, who worked the walk. He shoots this one out to left field. Aoki is there. 2 down.
Mike Trout coming to the plate this time with no one on. It was different back in the first inning with 2 on, no outs. Changeup from Felix Hernandez. He knew it right away. Trout hit this one way out. 3-run home run. The second deck for Mike Trout, 20th home run. Giving him now 5 seasons of 20 or more home runs for the age of 25. Only 5 players in American League history have done that, including Ken Griffey Jr., who's here tonight. You got A-Rod and Mickey Mantle, Mike Trout. Pretty impressive start of a career for Mike Trout.
1 ball, 1 strike on Trout. 70 runs batted in now with that home run.
See the shift on here against Trout. I think if you're Felix Hernandez, you've had so much success throughout your career, including a Cy Young Award. But one guy that's really had great swings throughout his career against you, that's Mike Trout against Felix. I think that's the one pitch that he has a shot at, throwing that curveball down and away. He's going to try to go up and in now.
That's a called strike 3.
A little bit off the inside corner.
The Angels down in order. 6-3 Seattle as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Seattle Mariners at 7:05. Visit angels.com/ducks to get your tickets. Exclusive ticket package that includes a ticket to the game and a co-branded hat. Go to angels.com/ducks for more details.
That hat really looks cool. I'm looking forward to that night.
Kyle Seager to fly ball to right field in his first at-bat. Takes ball 1. Lincecum faced the minimum 3 batters in the second. Courtesy of a double play ball after leadoff walk to Seth Smith.
might have been his best split finger changeup so far tonight. Good feel for that pitch for Lincecum.
One ball, two strikes. Tricky foul. Count remains at 1-2. Two hits for the Angels, 7 for Seattle. All the action in this game happening in the first. Seager pulls one and it's gloved by Jeffrey Marte for the first out.
Hit well by Seager. Good prep step by Marte, who's been working hard. Been comfortable in that first base position. Catches that hard line drive. That ball was hit well by Seager. It's all about that prep step. You get in position. That way you can react either way. And that point, had to jump to make the play.
Adam Lind had a single in his first at bat. Picked up an RBI.
And another good split finger change up there from Lincecum.
That was a strike in case you didn't hear Jim Joyce. It's 1-2.
You could hear him from all the way up here with the headsets on.
Got to spend the entire offseason icing his vocal cords. This one's pulled foul.
Real good guy to talk to. Very consistent umpire. He's been doing it for quite a while. He's one of those guys too as a pitcher. I was always looking for when he was behind the plate because he will call those strikes and you know it right away. Some umpires you had to wait a while to determine if it was going to be called a strike or not.
Tim McClellan?
Yes.
Not naming anybody.
No.
Lynn. Line just went out toward right center field, and boy, Trout, I don't know if he got a bad read on it, but he certainly took a curious route to that ball. What should have been an out. I would think it should have been an out. Falls in for a base hit.
You can tell by his reaction. He's looking up at the screen too to see his read. You can see exactly. We're talking about getting himself in position. He starts going back first and foremost instead of going to an angle to be able to cut off that baseball in the air.
I wonder if that's one of those that was knuckling out there, so off the bat it appears as if it's going to be a line shot, and all of a sudden it just dies on you.
It sounded loud off the bat.
So Lind with his second hit of the game. Here's Leonys Martin, who takes a breaking ball for a strike. Martin with a sacrifice fly back at the first. Oh, 2 count.
Lincecum
40 pitches thrown by Lincecum in the first, 8 in the second, 13 so far here in the third.
Yeah, that first inning, when you consider it, he made a couple good pitches, especially early on, but a couple flares out to left, and all of a sudden it was a battle all the way through the first inning for Lincecum with 40 pitches.
Lincecum, the pride of Liberty High School in Renton, Washington. Too far away from Seattle. 2003 Gatorade High School Player of the Year for the state of Washington. Martin drives one out to center field. Trout racing back, still going back. He'll curl around to his right and make the catch. Lind never got to the bag at second, hustles back to first, 2 down.
Talked about how well the baseball is carrying here tonight. Trout's playing in a little bit, and he's going back right away, trying to cut off that angle, get back towards the wall, the warning track, and runs it down. We can just see by his facial expression, he still doesn't quite feel 100% when you look at Mike Trout running after the baseball. Battling a head cold.
Here's Zunino. 3-run home run in the first, his 6th of the year.
He told me last night, Trouty, feeling a little bit better. You can still see, quite feel, even though that baseball wouldn't say that after that first swing he had in the first inning. But still, you can see him just trying to battle through this.
Two-two, and he lifts this one out to left. Ji-Man Choi moving back, shied the track. Gets under it, makes the catch. And the 3rd out is recorded. 3 complete here in Seattle with the Mariners leading at 6-3. But what Mark McGwire said about Albert Pujols was really touching, as he's getting closer to passing him by on the all-time home run list. Former teammates in St. Louis. Albert grounded out on his first at bat, takes a strike to start his 2nd. Nine straight retired by Felix Hernandez, who's giving up the 3-run home run to Trout in the first. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 2 hits allowed. Albert fouls it back.
Amazing thing about Albert, too, not only did that first 5 seasons, ended up doing his first 12 seasons as far as 30 or more home runs. That streak stopped back in 2013 when he had 17, and he only played in 99 games that season.
Two to Albert. Fouls it back. Albert 11 for 59 in his career against Felix. Takes low. Full count. 1 home run and 7 RBIs against Hernandez. And he walked him. Leadoff man is on board to start the 4th. Andrew Simmons coming to the plate. Felix making his 49th career start against the Angels. 14 and 16 in his career with a 3.32 ERA. He's had 2 starts this season against the Angels, this being the 3rd. He's lost the first 2. You mentioned missed some time on the DL. There's the splits. The first 30 starts, the last 18. Simmons pops it up. Third base side. Seager drifting over. And we'll run out of room.
It's amazing. He just turned 30 this year for Felix Hernandez, but all those starts, all those decisions against one team.
6-time All-Star.
30 decisions already in his career versus the Angels.
Seems like every series he's pitching against the Angels.
Like we said over the years, you have to get him early in the game, and it certainly felt comfortable right away with a 3-run home run to start the game after 3 batters into it. But Mike Trout again against his 6th career home run against Hernandez for Trout.
Two balls, 1 strike. Taylor's faced 3 pretty good pitchers in this series. Felix Hernandez tonight, Taijuan Walker going tomorrow night against Tyler Skaggs. Talk about a battle of good young starters tomorrow. And James Paxton, the lefty. Yeah, Shoemaker on Sunday.
Yeah, when he's healthy, Paxton has excellent stuff. Talk about a power arm from the left side. Kind of similar delivery as Tyler Skaggs, works downhill very well.
It kind of reminds me of quite a bit is a bigger version of Andy Pettit.
Yeah.
with slightly more fuzz.
Yeah. But he'd take Andy Pettit's slider, though.
Yeah. On the corner. Evens a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It may be a World Series ringer, too.
Oh, yeah. Andrelton 0 for 1 as he hit a fly ball out his first at bat. Takes a called strike 3. Simmons didn't like the call. Jim Joyce brings it up. 1 down.
Very similar to the pitch that Mike Trout got rung up on. Fastball just a little bit off the inside corner.
That's just one of those. Now as an offensive player, you got to be alert. As a right-handed batter, he's going to call that pitch.
On that side of the plate, you have to be ready.
Ji-Man Choi, a ground out to Robinson Cano, his first at bat. Felix at 50 pitches now, 28 strikes, 22 balls. That's blocked by Zunino. That is a tough pitch to try to pull.
Yeah, if he gets you to try to pull that little two-seam fastball, what he does so well, Felix Hernandez, he does that two-seam fastball on that plane, and he'll come right back with a changeup, same area.
Choi goes down swinging, 2 outs.
Starting to get a feel for secondary pitches. Very good curveball to get a swing and miss. And what we talk about as far as that plane against Felix Hernandez, if he starts something at the knees, you got to lay off it. 53 pitches, 30 of them strikes. Well, now back-to-back strikeouts. 3 of the last 4 batters he has faced a strikeout for Felix Hernandez.
Marte for 1 with the fly out. Nails with 3 in the top of the first. Mariners responding, sending 10 men to the plate at the bottom of the inning, scoring 6. That's been it. 0's on the board since then. 2 hits for the Angels, 8 for Seattle. A 1-2 count on Marte. Albert opened up this 4th inning with a walk. Simmons went down looking, Choi swinging, and now Marte in the hole here. Tipped into the mitt. 3 strikeouts in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Seattle on top. Sports West is brought to you by Subaru. We believe in making the world a better place. That's why we donate to causes we care about. By El Pollo Loco, try the new overstuffed quesadillas today.
And by Michelin, a better way forward.
Beautiful night in the Emerald City. The Halos trailing this one by the score of 6-3 as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Tim Lincecum got knocked around at the bottom of the first. He has settled down since then. And here in this fourth inning, he's going to face O'Malley, Aoki, and Smith. That's 9-1-2. 68 pitches for Tim, 43 for strikes. O'Malley with one of the 8 hits. It was a bunt base hit after the home run by Zunino in the first. This time with Escobar alertly in on the grass. 1 ball, no strikes. Sean briefly an Angel for 11 games in 2014.
Versatile players played a number of different positions for Seattle.
Yep. He's played second, third, short. All 3 outfield positions this year. Let's get behind at 3-0. There's a leadoff walk.
Second walk, and expect O'Malley to think in terms of trying to steal a base early on here. 73 pitches, 44 strikes for Lincecum.
Aoki 1 for 2. Base hit the left and a pop-up in foul territory on the third base side. And this will get by Bandy and allow O'Malley to go to his second base.
He's looking for something downstairs. Ends up looking like maybe almost a cross-up on the pitch. But no one at second base, odd that was the case, but you see a quick conversation now with Bandy and Lincecum.
Two balls, no strikes. Let's go with Aoki, teammates with the San Francisco Giants last year. Norrie playing in 93 games for San Francisco. 287 for him. Two and 1. Some movement in the Angels' pen now as Aoki slaps it foul. Jose Alvarez looks to be the first man up. Jhoulys Chacín threw 48 pitches yesterday, working 2 innings. Got to keep it a 3-run deficit, especially against the way Felix has turned it on here of late. Taking off is O'Malley. Got a big jump. This one fouled off. We'll have to head back to second.
Yeah, he's trying to time the delivery by Lincecum to home. Again, that's why you vary your look, and that you're going to see Andrelton Simmons have a quick conversation with Lincecum right now. What I mean by varying that look, one time you look back once, another time 3 times, 2 times, don't give them that same look. Otherwise, the base runner will time you. As most good base stealers will tell you, the easiest base to steal is third base.
Better make sure you've got a clean shot at it, especially with a left-handed batter up. Easier play for a catcher. Down low, full count. Seth Smith, left-handed batter on deck. Aoki goes down swinging wildly for the first out.
Good all-speed pitch, good split-finger changeup from Lincecum. Way out in front. Good action on that pitch too, as Aoki trying just to slap that ball to left, could not make contact. Fastball, he probably could put that ball into play. All-speed pitch, could not do so. First punch out of the game for Lincecum.
So 1 out, 1 on. Seth Smith up. Single and a walk for Smith. Takes a strike. Oh, 2. Smith's had a lot of plate appearances against Tim Lincecum. 48 to be exact, including tonight. And the same division. Remember the Rockies. Off the plate. Valley's still trying to time it at second base.
Lincecum's done a much better job as far as varying his look back there. Would not be surprised if Simmons at some point tries to sneak behind O'Malley for a pickoff.
Dribbler foul. Robinson Cano on deck. O'Malley with a leadoff walk, went to second on a wild pitch. Aoki with a strikeout, the first for Lincecum. He's ahead of the count. This one's lined up the middle, a base hit. O'Malley kind of froze on that. He'll be stopped at third. So Smith picks up the single.
There's O'Malley trying to get his secondary lead, but then this shot back up the middle had to wait a second just to make sure that ball got through.
Mike Scioscia's coming out, and with Robinson Cano coming up, that's going to be it for Tim Lincecum. He'll depart here in the fourth inning, having thrown 86 pitches. And he'll do so with a couple of men on, 1 out, and the Angels trailing it 6-3. third, 86 pitches, 9 hits, 6 runs, responsible to 2 guys on base, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He'll give way to Jose Alvarez, the left-hander. In and out, who's in, who's out. Jose pitching in his 45th big league game this year, 1-2 record, and a 4.46 ERA. He's going to face Robinson Cano with runners at first and third. Now, Jose has had his issues this year, but he's been better against lefties than he has been against right-handers.
Yeah, right-handed batters against them, 348. Left-handed batters rated 300. Very difficult left-handed batter here in Robinson Cano. Cano 276. That's left-handed pitching.
One for 2 with a single and a ground out.
Pretty
No
healthy.
balls and a strike.
That's a pretty healthy hack.
Yes, it is.
Swinging at the first pitch. Went inside with a fastball against him. He was on it. He's got that foot down. He cleared the hips. Fouled it straight back.
He lifts this one out the left. Not very deep. Simmons going out, calling for it. 2 down.
Big out there for Alvarez against a very good run producer in Robinson Cano. Now you have another dangerous hitter coming to the plate now in Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz 1 for 2, an infield base hit, the fly ball out. Dislocation, a called strike 2.
Both pitches on the inner half of the plate against Nelson Cruz. 2 dangerous pitches against Cruz.
Oh, 2. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Malley over at third, Smith at first. 6-3 Seattle, bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2. That's downstairs. Off speed pitch. Cruz goes down swing, good off speed pitch, and no damage against Tim Liscomb and the Angels. We hit on the 5th, 6-3 Seattle. Gonzalez and the Dodgers. The action begins tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Boston with an early lead against the Dodgers tonight, 4-0. Betts with a home run. Leone with a 3-run home run for Boston.
Boston was just up here in a split of 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. A shot by Jose Alvarez to get out of the bottom of the fourth with no damage. So the Halos still down 3. We'll send up Bandy, Pennington, and Escobar 8-9-1 against Felix Hernandez. Bandy a ground on his first at bat. That is hammered out to left field. Aoki going back to the wall. That is gone. A big fly for Jet Bandy. Still swinging the bat well. That's his 6th of the season. And it's 6-4 Seattle.
And the one thing you see from Jet Bandy, when you make any mistake on the lower part of the strike zone, it's going to be hit long and far. Jet Bandy, 6th home run of the season. Down a little bit below the knees, but a very good swing on a low pitch in the strike zone for Bandy. And the Bandy man can against King Felix. How big was that strikeout now for Jose Alvarez? All of a sudden, it's a 2-run game.
Pennington late on the fastball, is behind in the count at 0-1. Cliff 0 for 1. Fly ball left center. His first at bat. He shoots this one over to first. Off the glove of Lynn, past Cano. Pennington keeps on running. Smith's throw to second is in time.
And so she's going to wait and look, make sure he was out. Off the glove. Robinson Cano tried to react, but credit Seth Smith for charging that baseball with the bare hand, off balance throw, right on the money. Real close play, but Mike Scioscia may challenge that. Did he get that hand in before the tag was applied? It looked like he's going to challenge it.
Yep. Gabe Morales with the call over at second base.
See right here. Real tough from that angle. One angle we saw looked like he did get the hand in. Right here, you'll be able to see hand on the base right there, tag just on the forearm. And he kept that hand on the base all the way through.
Yeah, you just heard some oohs here at Safeco Field, so maybe they are feeling the exact same way. It's a single for Pennington. Call at second base is out, but Mike Scioscia and the Angels challenging that call.
It'll be a big play right here for the Angels. At the very least, try to manufacture. We talked about how important it is to manufacture a run against Felix Hernandez with a man on second with no outs. Find a way to bring that 5th run home.
Jim Joyce, the crew chief, and Gabe Morales, the second base umpire, made the call.
Well, it looks like it from every angle we've seen. Even there, it looks like the hand is in there before the tag. And even here in the stadium, generally, there's a lot of umpires in the stadium will say, yeah, he's out. But there we're going, uh-oh. Top of the order coming up. If he's safe at second. And Escobar followed by Cole Calhoun and Trout behind them. think if I had to make a call, I got to believe he's safe.
I would agree with you.
Oh, does that mean we're in trouble then?
Yeah, we're done. Call will stand.
Not enough evidence to overturn it.
I think our percentage has been pretty good this year.
Have been pretty good.
Then again, we make our decision after they
they
come back from review.
I thought even from our up here in the booth, it looked like his hand was in there quickly, but a lot of times when you see a runner go right off the base like that, maybe that tells you that he did get the tag down. And a lot of times when it takes this long, it's generally there's not enough evidence to overturn it.
Looks like they're getting a response, and out is the call. So the call will stand. I guess not conclusive enough to overturn. Escobar jumping on the first pitch, grounds one over to third. 2 down. So 2 outs, bases clear, and it's Cole Calhoun up. Cole 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly ball out. It's a breaking ball for a strike.
Boy, Cole has had a tough time against Felix Hernandez in his career. 5 for 39. Really throwing Cole a steady diet of either his changeup, his curveball, or slider.
Oh, 2 down and away. Trout on deck. 6-4. Jett Bandy. They lead off home run to start this inning. And again, that play at second base, the call stands, is the official ruling. Breaking ball missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good pitch to hit for Cole, and just missed that one. And that's the conversation talk with Paul Sorrento today for Cole, who's been struggling a bit of late. That pitch that he didn't miss early in the season just kind of fell on a straight back. That was his exact zone right there. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, middle down. Usually the pitch he'll drive a long way, just missed it. Trying to get him to be quiet and balanced at the plate.
Full count. Cole asking for time at the last second.
Yeah, they want Cole to be talked about that quiet and balanced Not a lot of movement before the baseball is thrown.
Foul. The ball that Pennington hit, by the way, got changed from a single to an error on Adam Lind. And to put out from Smith to O'Malley for the out at second. Originally they called that a single, which would have been a charitable base hit. Both teams have committed an error tonight. 6-4 Seattle. We're in the fifth. Another payoff pitch. Cole shoots one out the left. Oakey moving back on it. Racing back to the track. He's at the wall. He'll make the catch. Cole gave it a ride, but it stays in the ballpark. Jeff Bandy, however, gave it a ride. It went out of the ballpark to lead off this fifth inning to draw the Angels a little closer.
That's a good swing on an all-speed pitch down by Bandy. 6th home run of the season.
To 4, Jose Alvarez, who came on in the 4th inning and finished off that 4th for Tim Lincecum, back out on the mound. Seager, Lind, and Martin, 3 left-handed batters coming up. Kyle Seager 0 for 2. Lined out his last time up. Swinging first pitch, skies one on the right side. Cliff Pennington calling off Marte and puts it away for the out. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Like down, 1 pitch, 1 out. There's Adam Lind, 2 for 2 tonight. A couple of singles. Two balls, 1 strike. Good location, down and away. Rolls over this one. Marte's got it. 2 down.
And that's exactly what you want from Alvarez to get against Lynn, is get him to reach down on a pitch away. He did so, rolled over, ground ball to first. Trying to keep this a 6-4 deficit, especially with the part of the order coming up for the Angels with Mike Trout and Albert Pujols.
Martin tried to pull the trigger but couldn't. Takes a strike. Oh for 1 tonight with a sac fly. That was out to right field, but he drove one out to center field. Trout had to chase down at his last at bat. He rips this one out to the alley, right center field, a base hit. Good swing by Martin. A 2-out knock keeps the inning alive for Mike Zunino. Hey, get your red on. The Angels take on the Yankees on Saturday, August 20th. That's a 6:05 start, and enjoy a postgame fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Go to angels.com/promotions to get your tickets today. Zunino with a 3-run home run in the first inning. Flied out to Ji-Man Choi, his last at bat. Takes a strike.
Has always been a very much a pull hitter. Even on an off-speed pitch, he pulled out against Lincecum. Back in the first inning, same thing, a fly ball to left field. He's had a tough time, especially with off-speed pitches down and away, and fastballs.
Still just 25 years of age, former first-round pick at the University of Florida. Native of Cape Coral, Florida.
Going away with the fastball here. Good spot on that fastball. You can back it up with the changeup. That same play now if you want to, if you're Alvarez. He's come in and done a nice job as far as facing 6 batters, 6 first pitch strikes for him.
Oh, 2 outside. You don't want to get anything started here with 2 outs, especially if you just got ahead of them. So 2 on, 2 outs, and Sean O'Malley will spin around to hit from the right side.
Looks like some movement potentially now down in the bullpen for the Angels. The one area for sure for Jose Alvarez, he's struggled 2 outs of runners in scoring position, 375 against him this season. Yoelis Guerra getting up now for the Angels.
This one's down the left field line, but hooking foul.
Boy, are the Mariners aggressive on the first pitch. You mentioned that very beginning of the game, Victor, and you can see. And you got to remember that as a pitcher when you're facing this club. Inner half, we played an all-speed pitch, just pulled it foul.
He pops this one up to shallow right center. Pennington going out. Calhoun calls him off. And the third out in the books. 5 in the books here at Safeco Field. The Angels will have Trout leading things off down 6-4.
Texas loses 5-0. Dallas Keuchel with a 3-hit shutout. San Francisco continues to struggle, lose 5-1 to the Nationals. Boston up 4-0 against the Dodgers in LA. And now it's time for a game break from Kansas City. Travis leadoff home run for him in the first inning, and then in the 9th inning with the score tied at 3. Evan Travis, his second home run of the game. Home run in the first, home run in the 9th. Toronto beats Kansas City 4-3.
That's saying something against Kelvin Herrera.
Yeah,
that
you better be
fastball.
super quick.
Trout leading things off, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Mike 1 for 2 with a home run and a strikeout. Went down looking. Pitch that he did not like on the inside part of the plate. One ball, one strike. Home run that Trout hit in the first inning, his 20th of the year, a 3-run shot, now with 70 RBIs.
Mentioned that home run back in the first with 2 on. Start the game, off-speed pitch. Got that foot down, and you talk about getting a barrel of the bat and some lift. Second deck here at Safeco.
The 1-2. Breaking ball. And this one's fouled off. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Felix has 75 pitches, 46 have been strikes. He's picked up 4 strikeouts, including striking out the side in the 4th. That was after he walked Pujols to lead off that inning. And he got him with that breaking ball. 1 down.
Real good location, that breaking ball. And with that strikeout, now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia, with Felix Hernandez with that strikeout. All-time leader in that category with 2,213 strikeouts. Randy Johnson behind him. Jamie Moyer and our own Mark Langston with 1,078 as far as strikeouts as a Seattle Mariner in his career, including back in the day, 262 strikeouts for Langston back in 1987. There he is. There's Langer. That's a lot of strikeouts in 1987, 262.
He wants to look at himself right now.
I don't blame him.
He's trying out of the corner of his eye, kind of peek over, see how good he looks on TV.
79 career wins, 7 Gold Gloves. Why would you not?
Yeah, he got a little nervous there, didn't he? See if I can make him sweat some more as this one's grounded in short.
There he is. Now he's writing down his notes.
Well,
that's right.
As he looks up,
he says, in 1987, I had 262 strikeouts.
It was inevitable. He's got good hair working today.
Yeah, he does.
As he always does.
Oh, there's no question.
The Hair Hall of Fame.
There it is again.
Simmons shoots him back up the middle, but Cano was shading him that way. So it turns out to be a 1-2-3 6th inning. 6-4 Seattle as we head to the bottom of the frame. By AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Toyota Cerritos.
As usual, lots of Angel fans here at Safeco Field. Although lots of fans, period, at Safeco Field here tonight. Packed house.
Top of the order, Aoki, Smith, and Cano, 3 lefties. Jose Alvarez back out of the bump. And Aoki slaps one out to left center field, a base hit. Shot over to cut it off. Aoki's going to try to go to second. No, he'll slam all the brakes.
Two hits in the game for Aoki. Both out to that left field area. That one left center field.
Alvarez has gone an inning and 2/3 so far. He's worked 2 innings 3 times this year. Smith will look at a strike. Angels have Deolis Guerra loosening their bullpen. Seth Smith, the right fielder, 2 for 2. 2 singles and a walk. Seattle with 11 hits already tonight. Takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Angels managed 3, 2 of which happened in the first inning.
Couple of home runs, 3-run home run by Trout. Bandy with a solo shot. The thing about Seattle, though, their bullpen of late has struggled, so you try to keep this a close game. Still have 3 more at-bats. They'll come back and take this lead in the game.
Just placed Steve Cishek, their closer, on the disabled list. The hip issue. Although they don't think it's going to be a prolonged situation for him. One, two. In on the hands just enough. Little flare out the left center. Trout comes in. 1 down. And even with Cano coming to the plate, it's kind of curious. I guess Mike doesn't want Alvarez to face Cano a second time. Scioscia's going to go to the bullpen and bring in the right-hander, Deolis Guerra. Kind of a curious move. We'll see if it works out. Angels down 6-4 here at the bottom of the 6th.
On the mound now for the Halos. He's pitched 23 games, 2-0 record, and a very fine ERA at 2.70 for Guerra, who's been very consistent as far as throwing strikes. Fastball is going to be 89-91 range, but a plus curveball and changeup.
Guerra takes over on the mound with the man at first base. That's Nori Aoki. That's the other thing that you do bring in a right hitter. You maybe give Aoki a little more comfort as far as trying to steal a base. Already has a bag today.
Yeah, you would think he might be on the move early on. Although it does give you, as a manager, if that's the case, they happen to steal the base, you can also pitch around or walk Cano with an open base.
Cano takes a strike.
There's that changeup. Excellent changeup from Guerra.
First time that Guerra's faced any of these Seattle Mariners. Robinson 1 for 3. Single. He's back in the first, picked up an RBI. Popped out his last time up. Got him to reach for it. Skies went out to shallow right. Cole in. Crosses into foul territory. 2 down.
Back-to-back excellent all-speed pitches. Lazy fly ball at the right field.
Nelson Cruz has had a 1-for-3 game. His single was a little dribbler in the first inning up the third base line. Good lead for Aoki. Cruz takes upstairs. Tim Lincecum got the start for the Angels and got knocked around quite a bit. 3 2/3 innings, probably 3 1/3 innings. Gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, all 6 earned. One ball, one strike on Nelson Cruz.
Good sequence so far. That was a changeup the pitch before that was called a strike on the outside corner. Now a 91-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. Coming back to a changeup.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs and a man at first. 6-4 Seattle. We're at the bottom of the 6th. Kyle Seager's on deck. Time to reach for it. Breaking ball, grounded to short. Simmons will go the short way and force out Aoki, and the 6th is in the books. We'll head to the 7th. The Angels have Ji-Man Choi to lead things off with the Angels down 2. Down by the score of 6-4. We'll check out the in-game box score for the Angels. Mentioned just a total of 3 hits in this one. 2 have left the ballpark. Tried a 3-run shot back in the first inning. Chet Bandy with a solo home run in the 5th, but that is all aside from the Escobar double and the 2 home runs that the Angels have been able to get against Felix Hernandez as he's back out on the mound. He's only thrown 79 pitches, 49 for strikes, and he's going to face Choi, Marte, and Bandy here in the Angels' half of the 7th inning.
A couple of walks in this game along with the 5 strikeouts for Felix. His command of his off-speed pitches really has been solid, especially since that first inning.
Ji-Man Choi 0 for 2. A ground down and a strikeout. Three and 0.
Certainly going to be make him at least throw 1 strike here. Now if you're Ji-Man Choi, you still make sure this pitch is in the strike zone. If it is, a good pass at it. Otherwise, don't help him out by expanding the zone.
And there's ball 4 to lead off the 7th.
My Hyundai key for this game against Felix Hernandez on a plane, trying to get that fastball or all-speed pitch on that plane right around thigh high to belt high to do some damage. With 1 swing of the bat from Marte right here, could tie this one up. Again, don't help him out, don't chase out of the strike zone.
Jeffrey 0 for 2. Chops it foul.
Well, that was that pitch. That was a perfect plane to be able to drive that ball a long way. Just got underneath it.
Little flare down the right field line. Long run for Smith, and this one goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Jeffrey Marte after a leadoff walk to Ji-Man Choi.
Marte, who has been swinging the bat very well, has had a tough night so far against Felix Hernandez. Once again behind the count here, 0-2.
Watch out.
Clearly looking off speed. Stayed alive in his bat though. That was almost in the catcher's mitt.
Trying to go Matsui at the catcher's interference. And Marte goes down swinging for the first out.
And he goes with that changeup after that fastball away. Great action on that pitch. You can see Marte expanded the zone. We talked about trying to bring that pitch up. Was unable to do so. Six strikeouts in the game for Felix Hernandez.
Bandy checked his swing. 1 for 2 with a ground down in the home run. 6th of the year. Picked up his 20th run batted in. Mentioned the good crowd on hand tonight. 40,354 for game one of this 3-game set. This one pulled foul.
90 pitches thrown now in the game for Felix Hernandez. 55 of them strikes, 35 out of the zone.
This is pulled toward the hole. Seager cuts it off, fires to second for one. The relay back in time. That's a 5-4-3 double play. That'll send us to the bottom of the 7th with the Angels still down 6-4. The pitching matchups, the Angels have 2 more here in Seattle. Skaggs and Walker going tomorrow night. Then it's Matt Shoemaker, James Paxton going on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow it's 5:30. Angels Live will kick things off. First pitch scheduled for 6:40. Ken Griffey Jr. retirement ceremony happening here at Safeco Field. And of course the 1:10 start on Sunday afternoon.
There's the 2 pitchers going in the next 2 games. Tyler Skaggs has been great. Matt Shoemaker has been great for a long period of time. 14 starts in a row. Very solid for Shoe.
Angels Live tomorrow, by the way, kicks off at 6. The first pitch slated at 6:40. Dale Esquer back out of the mound facing Kyle Seager. The first one's upstairs. Seager and Landon Martin due up for Seattle. Angels with 4 runs, 3 hits, have left 1 man on base. Seattle with 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and stranded 7. Ground ball to the right side. Pennington with a shift had to hurry over and throw out Seager for the first down.
A strong throwing arm from Pennington allowed him to get to that baseball and throw across a long way to be able to get Seager at first base.
Adam Lynn takes low. First baseman's 2 for 3. A couple of singles. This is line of center field. But he got a guy who's really struggling in the second half, or especially of late. He's got 3 hits on the night.
He's been able to get his arms extended throughout this game. That pitch upstairs. Fastball about belt high, stayed back on the well, lines at the middle part of the field. Adam Lynn now 10 for 20 against the Angels this year.
Martin lines one out to the alley right center field. There's a base hit. Cut off by Trout, gets it back in. It's a long single for Martin. So back-to-back hits with 1 out.
You have a batter at the plate now that you get a ground ball at an infield, you get a double play turn. You might see Martin on the move now. Good speed. 11 stolen base, been caught 5 times.
Good lead for him over at first. Zunino the batter. He swings first pitch, pops one up. Two down.
Big out there.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Runners remain at first and third. 2 outs now. Sean O'Malley, the shortstop, up. Nice block by Jet.
What it does is allow you as a pitcher to have confidence in case you get ahead of the count to be able to throw in the dirt. Well done by Jet Bandy, keeping that whole body in front and the glove down. Nasty changeup from Garrett.
1-1 out the left. G-Man Choi's there. Garrett gets into a little trouble, gets out of it. 7 complete. The Angels down 6-4.
Jet Bandy, but still trails 6-4 to the Mariners as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everyone. Ken French with you. And following the game, it's Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Join myself and Jose Mota for all the highlights and interviews. Then after this one, it's a brand new edition of Angels Weekly. It features an emotional interview with Shane Robinson, also a brand new Cole Calhoun Spotlight, and we'll celebrate 50 years at the Big A. That's all, a brand new edition of Angels Weekly following the post-game show. Right now, let's send it back upstairs to Victor and Gooby, guys.
Thanks a lot, Frenchie. As we start this 8th inning, Felix Hernandez back out on the bump, 91 pitches thrown, 56 strikes, and he's scheduled to face 9-1-2 Pennington, Escobar, and Calhoun. 6 strikeouts and 3 walks. He's got a new right fielder as Guillermo Heredia takes over for Seth Smith. There's Guillermo. Pennington 0 for 2 as he shoots one out the left field. Aoki comes in. He'll make the catch for the out.
Hit well by Pennington, but right at Aoki coming in on that line drive.
Leadoff man Yunel Escobar now up. He's gone 1 for 3. Jumped on that first pitch of the game and doubled to the alley left center. Fly out and a ground out since. Grounds this one and off the glove of Seager. Picks it up, fires to first, still got him. 2 down.
Seager needed all that throwing arm to be able to throw out Escobar at first base. Hit well, knocks it down, recovers quickly, picks it up, and then fires to first to get Escobar by half a step. Gold Glove back in 2014, one of 2 Seattle third basemen ever to win that award. Adrian Beltre, the other.
Two outs, nobody on for Cole. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Cole drove one to the wall in left field in his last at bat. Longest outing for Felix Hernandez since he went 7 2/3 against Kansas City on April 29th. Remember that it's just his 14th start of the year after spending time on the DL.
Seventh pitch, had 17 in the first, which gave up 3 runs, at 20 in the fourth, but very quick innings in second, sixth, and so far here in the eighth as far as pitch count. No complete games this season so far for Hernandez, so it'll be a tough decision to make for Scott Service if he gets through this inning. Cole gets on base. Mike Trout would represent the tying run. 6 career home runs against Felix Hernandez for Trout, including a 3-run home run in the first tonight.
Two. Down low. Ground ball to the right side. Cano's got it. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Angels still down 6-4. Night undefeated rising star Yair Rodriguez takes on Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. UFC Fight Night begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
People say congratulations in the dugout. Night over when he allowed 3 hits, but 4 runs all earned. A couple home runs, a 3-run home run in the first by Trout and a solo shot by Jet Bandy.
First time this year he's worked 8 innings. He does it against the Angels and limits them to just 3 hits. Fernando Salas takes over on the mound. He takes over for Dale Oscuro. This will be the 49th game for Salas. 3-6 mark at a 4.86 ERA. Top of the order. Aoki lines one out to right center field. A base hit. Cole was shading that way. And it's a 3-hit game for Aoki. The 14th hit for Seattle.
coming into the game. Aoki, a .288 career hitter against the Angels, but 3 hits tonight. 3 for 5.
Guillermo Heredia, 25-year-old native of Cuba. Signed back in March. Takes a breaking ball low. 7 games with Seattle. 2 for 14. He played at AA for 58 games at .293. Played 26 games at AAA and hit .340. Aoki takes off the pitch upstairs, the third down to second. Nobody's covering, and what a play by Andrelton Simmons to keep the ball on the infield.
I have no idea how he caught that baseball. No communication about who was covering the base to begin with here. There's no way that would be a play for Simmons to be able to cover the base. Long way to go, but how he was able to get that baseball, I have no idea.
That is amazing. Two-0 count on Heredia. And a stolen base for Aoki, his second of the night.
And it looked like Pennington was breaking towards first with the thought it may be a bunt by Heredia. Simmons playing well in the hole at short.
Not bunting, takes ball 3.
When the struggles for Fernando Salas against Seattle. Career numbers to that graphic a little bit ago. 7.36 in his career against Seattle for Fernando.
(3-1) showing bunt, and did not go, and it's ball 4. So the first 2 have reached here against Fernando Salas in the bottom of the 8th. Now he's got to face Robinson Cano.
See if he's able to bring that bat back. Does so. Now, major stress now with Cano at the plate. 2 on, no out. Real good numbers against Salas in his career. 3 for 4, including a home run for Cano.
Robinson 1 for 4 tonight. Single back in the first, takes low. It's been a struggle now for a while for Fernando Salas. Cano pops it up, foul territory. Bandy and Escobar, and this one into the seats.
Right off the bat, I thought that had a chance of staying in play.
Same here. Would have been a huge out. Ball and a strike. Good speed on the bases. Cano pops this one up. This one's playable. Escobar and Simmons. Infield fly called. Third base umpire. 1 down.
That's a huge out for Salas and the Angels. You have Nelson Cruz, a dangerous hitter, but the guy that you can get that ground ball double play against. Thrown into 13 of them season.
Cruz a 1-for-4 game with an infield base hit. Takes a strike on a fastball. Blocked by Bandy.
He's been tested a number of times. He pitches it in the dirt with runners on base. See a lot of runners on base for Seattle with 14 hits. Make a ball in the dirt, off the glove, off the body. Quick enough to be able to go out and get that baseball with no advancement of the base runners.
Check, swing, went around. 1-2. Diaz and Wilhelmsen getting ready. Down goes Cruz, tied him up with a fastball in.
Yeah, good luck with that fastball from Fernando. 92. After the fastball up and out of the strike zone, ran that one in. Cruz could not bring his hands inside to be able to make contact on that one.
Seager hitless tonight. The only starter without a hit. 14 total knocks for Seattle. He's got Oki at second, Heredia at first. Halos in the ninth have Trout, Pujols, and Simmons coming up.
Right back with another changeup.
This is line to left field. Ji-Man Choi's there. Nice job by Salas. Got into trouble. Gets out of it. We head to the ninth. Trout to lead things off with the Angels down 2.
Top of the ninth. Reason why? We take a look at our top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco in the first inning. Zanino, an all-speed pitch, split finger changeup against Tim Lincecum, hits it out, gets down, reaches down, and shoots that one out to left field for a 3-run home run. The difference in this game for Zanino.
New pitcher on for the Seattle Mariners. 22-year-old native of Puerto Rico, Edwin Diaz takes over on the mound for Felix Hernandez. 27th game, 0-2 record, and even 2 ERA. 53 strikeouts in 27 innings. That is video game-like.
Yeah, I mean, his fastball, too, is just like that 95 to 99 range. Hard slider, occasional changeup also.
Third-round pick back in 2012. He worked his way up from AA to AAA this year. 3.3 mark at AA with a 2.21 ERA, and then pitched in 26 games at AAA, going 0-2 with a 2 ERA. Facing Mike Trout. And needless to say, nobody on this Angels team at the major league level has ever faced Edwin Diaz.
You see that life in the fastball, 97, that one at 98.
One and two. Trout didn't like the call, but looked like it got the top part of the zone. Breaking pitch, and down goes Trout. One down.
That slider was out over the plate, got away with that one. If you get away with that when you're throwing 97, 98, then you kind of a backup slider. A little difference in the speeds, though. That one at 86 is compared to 97, 98.
Albert 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs and a walk.
That was a much better slider that time around at 87.
Two down. Halos down to the last out.
Both strikeouts so far, backup type sliders. Albert pulled off on that pitch. Almost the exact same location that he struck out Trout with.
There's Andrelton Simmons, 0 for 3 tonight. Takes a slider for a strike. 9 of the 10 runs in this game scored in the first. The Angels with 3 in the top of the inning. Mariners dropping a 6th spot on Tim Lincecum. Bandy got the Angels a run in the 5th with his home run. That's it. No balls, 2 strikes. Diaz trying to close it out for Felix Hernandez, who went 8 innings tonight. Hernandez looking for his 6th win of the season.
Just the average fastball, 101. Wow. Talking about a lively arm. Now you can see why he's racked up all those strikeouts.
One, two, down low. Full count.
Real close. Just a little bit off the outside corner. Where Fox tracks, just barely off the corner.
Payoff pitch. Simmons strikes out swinging. And Diaz strikes out the side as the Angels drop the opening game of the series by the final of 6-4.
Zunino's big 3-run home run after the Angels had a 3-run home run by Mike Trout in the top of the first. Seattle came back with 6. Jeff Bandy eventually a solo shot, but Felix Hernandez and followed up by Diaz. 3 strikeouts to finish off the 9th for Seattle as they win game 1 of this 3-game set.
Yeah, they jumped on Tim Lincecum early, and the Angels just could not solve Felix Hernandez after the first. 6-4 the final. Seattle wins game 1. Stick around. Angels Live post game is coming up.